Hey guys, I'm the president of Chickenlandia, and I am so excited right now. I am in Lyndon, Washington, which is just south of the border of Canada. And the reason I'm here is I am visiting an organization today called Growing Veterans. And I've got to tell you, I have been wanting to visit this place for years. It is a wonderful organization that does so many amazing things, and I can't wait to find out more about it. I'm here as an ambassador for Scratch and Peck Feeds, and I'm going to be teaching a class on baby chicks, and I'm also just going to be talking to the folks here about what they do, and of course, I'm bringing you guys along with me. So let's do this.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Joel. I am so happy to be here today. I gotta tell you, it's been, you guys have been on my radar for a really long time.
Right on, we're glad to have you out.
Well, I am excited to learn about all the different things that you guys do. So I'm wondering if we can, first off, go check out the chickens.
Yes, of course.
And just talk about what you guys do.
Totally, let's head on over.
All right, let's do it. I just want to know a little bit more about what Growing Veterans does. I've known about you guys for a long time, but I haven't, and I know a little bit about what you do, but I really am interested in knowing just the ins and outs of the program and what your mission is.
So our mission is to empower military veterans to grow food, communities, and each other.
That's good.
And so, it's a multifaceted organization. We grow the food as a primary conduit to get veterans out to the farm to find a sense of purpose after service. And so growing food and then growing communities, we have non-vets come out and we have work parties with community members, and the food bank comes out, and we have the gleaners from the food bank come out, and they harvest food and take some home for themselves and then donate the rest to the food bank.
I did not know that.
And then, we do a number of volunteer events where we're able to kind of break down barriers, that both sides have vets and non-vets of each other.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that non-vets just can't understand.
Yes.
But it's really cool to at least have folks in the community want to try to understand, instead of I can never understand that, and it's really cool to have people that are very curious on our time in service and what we did and how it's affected us for the better and for the worse. It's really Growing Veterans is all about community and getting veterans reintegrated back into the community in some form. For us, that's growing food for the community, for the food banks. We also grow for Semiyami Resort up in Blaine. They do our annual event. Yeah, it's an awesome place. So they actually do our annual event in November. This year it's November 16th, and on top of that, they buy our produce during the summer. And
good.
Because since we're certified organic, and we've been working closely with them for the last 3-4 years. That's our main outlet, and that's kind of where we are able to, stay somewhat sustainable. like I said, the food is a secondary kind of byproduct of what we do out here, and what we do out here is peer support, and it's a very informal setting. Basically, we're out in the field, we're picking weeds, and doing these fine hand motor skill movements where you just really get kind of lost in it, and it's really crazy how it happens when a vet has been coming out here for a number of like weeks or months or whatever, and they just one day it's like, whoa, they just let it all out. And it's usually when we're doing something where we're trimming or we're cultivating or we're harvesting, and staying busy and active, and knowing where our food's going, back into the community and helping our community out. And it's just that sense of purpose we're trying to reestablish with vets that are getting out.
And I really feel like, obviously I have no understanding of what a veteran has been through, but when I think about my own life and working with the soil, and whenever I always talk about whenever I feel bad or I feel anxious or I'm angry, I will go out to the chicken yard. Yeah. And there's just something about that kind of grounds me and, pulls me back down to earth, calms me down. So I can imagine like working with soil, there's just something about that, like getting back to the earth. Yeah. There's just something about that really will give you purpose and also just help you to feel better.
Totally.
So how are you involved with Growing Veterans?
So I am an intern out at Growing Veterans. I go to Western, and I am an intern through the VA work study. I'm lucky enough that Growing Veterans is considered a VA work study site, and so I get to do my internship out here as opposed to being in an office or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I get to hang out at a farm and get paid to hang out with my buddies, basically.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
So, and how has it? What have you learned from it?
A lot of stuff. I mean, besides just all of the skills of just farming and on the day-to-days of just keeping a farm going, finding passions too. I had no idea that I would want to have chickens at one point in my life or grow hops, and just finding your niche and just figuring out the things that you like about farming and just being in the outdoors and just loving it.
What is your name?
My name is Forrest.
Forrest, and what do you do here at Growing Veterans?
I'm an intern. I'm interning through Western Washington University, wrapping up my last credit requirements, and I basically do whatever they want me to do. I help out with stuff in the field, helping out with the hops, checking in with the chickens, whatever they need, really.
And are you enjoying it?
Oh, absolutely. I initially came out here just to get the internship requirement fulfilled for my degree, but one of the main things that we've always advertised has been the dirt therapy and peer support, and as a civilian I never thought I was going to get any of that, but coming out here it's just something that's freely offered to anyone that participates. It's a great thing.
Yes.
So being certified organic definitely has its perks. It is a lot more paperwork to do, but not all the more paperwork helps us be a lot more organized for the next year. And so all of our record keeping helps us stay, figure out what worked and what didn't. So hops were just a crazy idea that I had 3 years ago. It started out with one hop plant, and now we have about 75 hop plants out here right now. These are all certified organic hops. So here's our Chinook second year. Got them training up. We actually literally it was a huge bush of shoots that were coming up, and you can even see some still coming up. But we actually trained three per cord, just in case one of them breaks, and we still have two. But yeah, these so the shoots are actually going to come out of the ground all spring, and so you can take those shoots and you can turn them into another plant. And so that's a little bit in the
very sustainable.
Yeah, and so we're never gonna have to buy rhizomes ever again. We had to buy the initial rhizomes and that was it. And so now we can propagate ourselves. Not only that, they're certified organic because you know, under our certification, we can dig these rhizomes up and sell them for like $10 each.
So for someone that doesn't know anything about hops, what is a rhizome?
Okay, so the rhizome is the portion of the root, and it's very similar to raspberries, and I think grapes grow very similar. And so basically it's a cutting of the root, and you can probably even see. So there's a root system there, but all of these shoots are coming off of a rhizome.
Okay.
And so what we did was we planted them just like this, right under the soil, and then all the shoots pop up out of that. And then underneath the roots go down. And so I'm still learning a lot about hops. I don't know everything. There's no way to know everything when it comes to farming. It's like, that's another cool thing about the farm is we're always learning something, you know? You talk about like neuroplasticity and like, you know, like rewiring your brain. And that's part of, I feel like, the therapeutic aspect of this out here is you're always learning something. You're always creating new neural pathways. And I'm getting kind of medical because I was a medic, but
well, I mean, just to put it simply, you just keep creating.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, you can feel that wind.
Yeah,
it's kind of a pain in the butt. You can the greenhouse. You see all the panels missing up there.
Oh my gosh!
So we actually have a veteran organization called Team Rubicon. They're coming out mid-June or July this summer. They're coming out this summer, and they're going to help us replace all of those panels.
Oh, that's great.
So Team Rubicon deploys to disaster areas all around the world, and it's all vets that are medically trained. I was going to get into it when I got out, but I ended up going to school and just kind of lost it. But they're a really great organization. They help rebuild communities, and for this, it's not anything traumatic, and it wasn't like a tornado or anything. But if once we get these panels on, we're going to be doing all aquaponics and hydroponics in that greenhouse, and then that's just all the more food that's going to go out to the community. So. Our bee program is one of the things that all the vets want to be a part of. There's something about beekeeping that is just, it's another lesson in almost grounding yourself. I noticed, like, when I would get into the hives, I would get really nervous and stressed out, and then I would instantly it would kick in the grounding techniques that I learned from the vet center and stuff, and I'd be like, wait, I just did that. And it was because of the bees. And I know for a fact I've met so many other veteran farmers that they swear by it. Like, beekeeping is very therapeutic. It teaches you to be calm when there's a bunch of bees flying around your face. Not only that, the whole structure, hierarchy of how bees work and all their different jobs, and like, it's just fascinating. And it's very similar to the military, where each bee has their own specific job. They stick to their lane, and they're just a well-oiled machine when they're all as a swarm. It's a hive mind mindset, like very similar to the military. Not only that, they produce.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's really mind-blowing when you get into the hives and you really like start seeing like all the bees taking care of the larvae, the nurse bees, and then when you find the queen and you see her laying, and it's just like, oh my God. What's really cool too is everything that the bee produces is either a medicine, or it's good for you, or helps with allergies. Like eating local honey helps with allergies. The bees make propolis, which is this stuff here. They actually sealed up a hole that was right here. And this stuff has antifungal, antibacterial properties
Wow.
There's many uses for it, but also the wax too is very good for you. Yeah, local honey, like for us, we jar our honey and sell it. We only have these 3 hives right now, but we actually are, next weekend we're going to pick 8 up.
Oh,
so
fun.
this is going to be full of bees. And then we actually have a Boy Scout. He's doing his Eagle Scout project, making us a covered area, like a nice covered area, like an apiary basically. So we really try to get out into the community and bring in these community members that either want to do a project or they just want to get involved in some way and help vets out. You know, a lot of people put on like a yellow ribbon on the back of their car to support vets, and that's great and everything, but how does that actually help vets? You know, like coming out here and helping us, or donating on our website, or you know, having like you guys come out Scratch and Peck and teach us about, you know, chickens and what the potential that we can do. That's just, you know, it's all encompassing, like bringing the community in, and it's just great work. I could talk about this for days. So.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just appreciative to have been a small part of it today. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll do maybe Chickenlandia will roll back through here.
That would be awesome, and thank you for coming out. Thank you for just coming out, and Scratch and Peck as well for helping us learn about fermenting and sprouting, and just the Chicken 101 class. We learned a ton. Our interns are going to be fermenting feed next week. We're going to be learning how to do that, and you know, honestly, we can't do any of this without your guys' support with the community and all these other organizations that really value community and just really keep everybody together. So it's great.
Well, I did want to ask you, if someone would like to make a donation, where do they go?
If you go to our website, www.growingveterans.org, there should be a link for a donation right in the upper hand section of the website. And if for some reason you can't find it, then you can email me at swenson@growingveterans.org, and I'll get you to the right people. So.
Okay. Perfect.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Joel, so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, and we will see you soon, and
All right.
keep growing.
Yep, thank you.